Hello again, I am Jim Bob, and welcome back to F1 Manager 24 Creative Team Career here on the PS5. Tonight, round 19, I think it's round 19. We are heading to Suzuka for the Japanese Grand Prix. Yes, there we go, round 19. So, we have a triple header on the way. We are 18 days away from Suzuka, so 2.5 weeks. And then we've got a triple header of Suzuka, followed by Barcelona, followed by Baku. So 3 races back to back. We do have plenty of stuff in the works for the car, as you can see. We are 4 days away from getting new chassis, side pod, and underfloor projects complete. Then we can start to build those. It'll take a little bit longer for the front wing. That'll take 14 days. But we're not that far away from being able to give our car a little bit of a boost. And it will only be a little bit because we are getting quite far along in these regulations. So the performance gains, they're not really there at the moment, unfortunately. Not with the limited number of hours we've got for finishing second in the championship last year. And also, I mean, ideally, it would be nice if these were a little bit higher as well. It's our final season, so we're not going to waste the money upgrading them. But had they been an extra rank higher, that would certainly have helped. It would have been an extra percentage point on drag, an extra 2% on tyre wear, an extra percentage on airflow, bit of extra newtons on downforce, and that's just on the suspension sim. For the CFD, they would have seen incremental gains across all areas there as well, and even the car park test center, getting that upgraded would have been nice as well. But with the amount of time that's left, the amount of money that's going to be involved, and the fact that we're not going to be here next season, we're going to be moving on to the PC, does mean that it is kind of pointless now looking at upgrading facilities. All we can do is just maintain. These might be our final parts. I might try and squeeze one more round of upgrades in. But again, not expecting big gains. And we've only got 6 races left, including tonight's race in Suzuka. So there's not a huge amount of time to build something and then get it on the car. Or design something, then build it and get it on the car. Beyond what we've got coming already. So we shall see. How you doing, Dino? Good to see you. Hello to everyone else lurking in the chat as well. Let's start by advancing time 4 days. So we can get those designs completed and start building. There we go. Chassis, underfloor, and side pods all ready to go into production. Let me check. We've got 3 slots available. Beautiful stuff. So let's start with the chassis. It's going to take 10 days. If we rush them, we can get 2. So we've got the cash. Let's do that. I will rush a third one as well, just because it is a triple header. Bit more expensive, as you can see. It's going to add an extra 800k onto the build cost, but we're okay for money at the moment. Next up is the side pods. These also will take 8 days. We're going to go the same. We're going to rush these. These will take a little bit less, so we'll actually have a spare going into Suzuka because it's a normal Grand Prix weekend, so that 15th day will be the day of qualifying. So if we do break one on day 1, we'll have a replacement for day 2, and if we break one day 2, we'll have that replacement ready for day 3. So let's go ahead and do that as well. And then the underfloor, again, this should be rushed for 5 days each. That's going to be 1.8 mil. There we go. And just like that, we are down to 1.6 mil. We burned through all that cash. But could well have been worth it. Let's see. if we can get anything out of a suspension with no hours, we'll throw that forward a little bit. Let's take a little bit of extra weight out. 3 to 5 races. Hopefully we won't need a spare, but you never know. It's barely going to give us anything, is it? Let's take a little bit more weight out then. That will give us a bit more medium speed performance. Maybe just a touch of drag reduction as well. Let's go with that. And there we go. That's all the money we have. We're down to just 600k. We started this episode with what, 8 mil? And already we're down to just 600 grand. So very expensive. Little couple of minutes there. But new parts on the way. And we're about to get a load of cash from our sponsors actually as well, which is quite nice. I completely forgot about that money coming in. Now, we know that Geo had dipped, which is why we baked in a little bit of extra. And I'm glad we did. We got a hot lap experience as well for another 2.5 mil. So that was nice. Back up to 6.4 mil. So let's see what else we can throw in there. What about a rear wing? So we're going to be looking at the next triple header, which is going to be Zandvoort, Yas Island, and then Budapest. We're not going to get it for Baku. Very much not going to get it for Baku. So we're probably going to have to rush this one a little bit as well. And because it's only going to be for 3 races, we're going to go very, very fragile. Probably overcooked it slightly. Oh, wow. I can't find a way where we can gain without losing somewhere, by the look of it. Yeah. We cannot get any definitive improvement out of the wing, so there's no point. Absolutely no point. We've just done a new chassis, side pod and underfloor. We've got a front wing going through. We just started the suspension. So that's it then. No more parts. Once that suspension is done, that's the final part for our car. So in that case, let's go into existing projects and let's look at speeding up, maybe, how long this will take. It's going to take 26 days. Suspensions will take 8 days to build, so we'll need 16 days. That'll take us up to 42, and then another 8 days for a spare. So that'll be 42, 50 days. We will have a spare for Yas Island, assuming we don't break one in Zandvoort. Let's just throw a second engineer on, just to give us that extra little bit of leeway, just in case something burns down again. How you doing, Sam? Good to see you. All right, there we go. Actually, we might be able to speed the front wing up a bit as well. I can take a day off. Let's do it. And then we can get the front wings on the car for Suzuka as well. Right, sponsor plan. They want a mandatory activity, head of aero fuel advert. That's going to be worth 800k. Let's get Geo doing his thing. And once again, if we can, let's just bake in a little bit of backup, just in case. Let's do Arvid. There we go. All right, 8 days to go now until we reach Suzuka. there is the front wing. Oh, we don't have any slots. So, yeah. Oops. Yeah. And we won't have any slots opening up till after the Grand Prix. All right, so no front wing for Suzuka, but we will have chassis, underfloor, and side pods, and then we'll have the front wing for Barcelona. That's good enough for me. Wind tunnel refurb is done. Let's go to our facilities. Don't need to fix that just yet. All that, but it's getting closer. Boardroom. Let's give them an upgrade. We've got the cash. Not going to bother with that. How long is that going to take? 51 days. Yes, the season will be over by that point. Just about. We'll leave it like that then, I think. Evening, Adrian. How are you today? Right, survey results from our staff for October. Enthusiastic, neutral for Cardley and Tondi. They're always miserable, those two. Positive for Giovinazzi. Everyone else is enthusiastic. You were just watching part 2 of the precinct? Yeah, that's a lot of fun. Going to be playing a bit more of that tomorrow, I think. Get the next batch of episodes recorded. All right, so weather forecast: rain. Oh, we got a wet race potentially. How wet? Maybe not that wet, but a little bit by the look of it. All right, let's take a look at what we've done with the car then, shall we? So we have a brand new chassis. Let's install that. We have a brand new side pod. Let's install that. And we have a brand new underfloor. Let's install that. And now we can see what difference we've made to the car. So that's actually showing Gabby first there. So we have made a bit of an improvement. Not massive in terms of speed or acceleration. DRS has gone up a little bit thanks to the chassis. But the downforce is looking very nice now. Look at that. Third across the board in downforce. Slight improvement to dirty air as well. 0.3%. Wow, we really haven't gained that much. But it just shows how tight the field is then. If we're now third best in high speed from 9th, having gained 0.026 in terms of G-force on the high speed there. Not much at all. We have made a slight sacrifice of 0.06% on engine cooling. Engine cooling was pretty poor compared to the rest of the grid anyway. I wasn't overly concerned about that. But yeah, we've definitely gained a little bit of extra performance in the corners, which is very, very useful indeed, especially around this circuit. So let's fit those parts now to Kimi as well. It's not the suspension, it's the underfloor. There we go. Side pod. And chassis. There we go. So both cars now running the brand new spec. We are ranked 4th and 5th on the grid as a result. Very nice. Let's hit ourselves some targets, shall we? In fact, in terms of outright performance, we're ranked 3rd on the grid with Kimi and 4th with Mini. And we've actually got an improvement. Look, he now only needs to get 17th or higher, not 18th. So that has actually stepped up since the previous round of races. Very nice. Off we go to Suzuka.
Konnichiwa from the Suzuka circuit in Japan. The home of Honda, Suzuka is an old-school circuit with high-speed straights and tight turns through the S's. At 130R, the track crosses over itself, then loops back around, giving drivers a sweeping expanse of track to challenge them. Following on from their win in the last race, Ferrari will undoubtedly be flying high as they head into this weekend. But it won't be plain sailing for them. Stay right here, because we're just getting started.
Okay, so we have 3 sessions to get the car prepped. They're all going to be dry, and then so it's qualifying. We are going to have that light rain on Sunday. One of these days, it would be nice to have an absolute monsoon at Suzuka, like we have had in reality from time to time. But it won't be this weekend. Okay, so let's start with car parts, shall we? Let's take those engines out. Let's go with the 8% engine. Want to keep the 67 as a reserve, just in case. We will go with this ERS again, because we are wearing this one out a little bit. I want to keep this in reserve, just in case. And then gearbox, we'll go with the 13% and hope it holds up. Let's do our usual pace settings. Suzuka's normally 17 laps, if memory serves. We're going to go 24 laps. Add an extra 7 on, and we can always, again, just tell them to stay out an extra couple if we need to. And let's do the car parts for Mini. So we're going to go with a 30% engine. We'll go with the 11% ERS and gearbox. We may as well stick with that gearbox. We've got that spare that we paid for. We may as well use it. So I think we are ready to put setups on the car now. So we're probably looking at a 13, maybe a 12.5 on the rear wing. I'm going to start with actually a 12.5. We're going to go with a 7, a 12.5. Let's go with a 4.6. We'll push that all the way up, and we'll drop that all the way down. It's almost always a 0 toe around this circuit. No, the engine's at 8%. But it's practice. It'll be fine. It's not going to be stressed. It will make it. As long as it doesn't develop a fault, it will make it, just in terms of wear rate through these practice sessions. Right, we need a different setup here, and we're going to go with a 13 rear wing on this car. Let's go with a 7.5 on the front, shall we? We'll leave that at 5.5. We'll push that up to about there, and again, we're going to drop that all the way down to 0. And let's see how we get on with that. I think Kimi might be a little slower, given the wear rate on his car parts at the moment. So we'll send Mini out first.
Check.
Okay, so Enju is in for Red Bull again. Makes sense. Seba is in for Alpine. Richard Irvine in for Joe there for Cadillac. So quite a limited run of rookies today then, by the look of it. Just those 3. But quite a few Japanese drivers on the grid today. Hiromi Enju. We've also got Yuki Tsunoda. It's an all-Japanese lineup here at Sauber. They've got Ayumu Iwasa and Fudo Fuji. So 4 Japanese drivers, although one of them is a reserve.
Okay, confirm. Radio good. Loud and clear. Copy.
Try to work a bit more on tires now.
All right, let's just wait for some feedback. Hopefully, we will get pretty close with at least one of the cars. Oh, little flash of a yellow flag there. Someone making a slight mistake. I'm guessing they just ran a little wide. We've not been given any replay. One bit of feedback to come from both. Antonelli is seriously slow compared to Mini at the moment, given that powertrain wear.
Yeah, clear.
And you can see he's 2 seconds a lap slower. 85%, that's not bad. That is not good. It's terrible. So big changes needed for Gabriele Mini. And because it is quite big changes, we're actually going to call him in now. We'll let Antonelli just run his normal plan. But Mini we're going to call in and make some immediate changes. Just simply because that is... Yeah, well, that's a lot to find. It's an awful lot to find. And it's our first run as well, so the windows are still going to be quite big. So there will definitely be a fair bit of guesswork involved.
You can stop up in front of the garage.
So let's have a look. Okay, oh wow, it's a 13.5 on the rear wing. We went the wrong way there. I wonder if I need to push this in the opposite direction as well, because we are a long way off still. Let's do that. Let's bring that back in a little bit. Let's maybe up the front wing a bit more. Bring that down a bit more. No, let's leave that there. Let's try that. Let's see how that works. And we will send him straight back out as soon as the reconfiguration is done. Just going to wait for Antonelli to get almost round. There we go. Otherwise, Mini would be coming up onto the back of Antonelli almost immediately. This way he can pull away. Mechanical fault for Irvin. So we can see.
Well, yeah, right.
Well, no, there's no voice lines for him at all, so we'll just get Crofty going, blah, 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 as he always does,
Tires are the cold side.
telling us absolutely nothing we don't already know. There we go. Antonelli's into the garage. Let's take a look. So, given that we went to a 13.5 with Mini, I'm going to go the same way with Kimi. Need to find more. So I'm also going to push that to a 6.4. Potentially. Actually, no, I don't like that. If anything, I want to push this up a little bit more. Looking at those changes, it's still a decent amount across the board. Yeah, we'll give that a go in the next session. We'll just change that rear wing, and that will have a knock-on effect everywhere else as well. Okay, 95%. Big improvement there for Mini. Still not where he needs to be, but certainly a lot closer. And we do need to leave him out a bit longer now, because his track knowledge, having been broken up. There you can see that interrupted curve on Mini compared to Antonelli. Antonelli getting that long, continuous run. Meant that he did accrue quite a bit more track knowledge. Mini's in that upward curve now. Plus, with Mini still circulating, we are at least learning those new parts with one of our two cars while Antonelli's in the pits. And we'll run him to the flag at this point. We might as well. Whatever the fault is on the Irvin's car, which I think is gearbox. Yes, it is. That will now get replaced for the next session. So he was in for... Which driver was he in for? For Zhou. So Zhou's car will get a new gearbox. You can see Piastri's got a new gearbox already.
And the box.
And there we go. End of practice 1. Let's head back to the garage. We've already made some tweaks to Antonelli. Hopefully they will work. Let's put in 22 laps of fuel this time. Check the car parts. Make sure they're not going to blow up. Engine's down to 6%. Okay. Car part stuff here. Front wing is off. Could it be that simple? Could be. We'll try that. We'll go with 20 laps because he did run a little bit longer in that session in the end. There we go. And let's send them out, shall we? Mini out first.
5 seconds to the green.
Copy.
Try to cool the engine.
Yeah, copy.
Wait for Zhou to come out and just confirm that he has got a brand new gearbox. There we go. Brand new gearbox for Zhou. Saw briefly before I went live, McLaren have unveiled a new special livery, of course, for Monaco. I've only seen a brief side-on shot, but it looks...
Any feedback on balance?
Looks like they've thrown a lot more orange onto the car. They've got the old-style circle around the number as well. It's like a historical tribute. Be interesting to see it from some other angles, I think. We've gone backwards with Kimi, so maybe that's a 12.5 on the wing. Let's call him in. And 97% with Mini. We found 2%, but we didn't get something right. Might be the front wing. Probably the front wing. Yeah, look at that. It is a 12.5. We went the wrong way on that. So we've got some correcting to do. And you can see the impact of changing that has already essentially fixed the front wing. It's almost fixed the stability. And now we need to push that to there, which means that's going to go up to there. Let's bring that back to there. Ooh. I'm going to go with that. There's a lot more orange paneling on the side. It's there was normally a lot more black on the car. That's what I noticed from the side-on shot, Dino. But like I said, I only saw a side-on shot. In fact, let me have a quick Google of that and see if I can find it. Yeah, there's not a lot different, is there, to the normal livery? I mean, there is a little bit more orange on the side pod, but I think that's about it. They've changed some of the sponsors around a little bit, but it's not massively different from what they normally run. It's not that impressive in terms of, you know, being something substantially different. I think the problem is that they've just relied on doing a Golf livery and they don't have Golf anymore. They're Williams. So, yeah, I wonder if Williams will do a Golf livery for Monaco. Evening, Clark. How are you tonight? There we go. It is the front wing. So I'm going to drop the front wing down to 7. and then push that back up to a 3.5. That should hopefully keep everything else okay. And we'll try that in the final session. It wasn't that nice a livery either. The set of livery they did. Not really. I get that they couldn't roll out an old school red and white paint job because that would effectively be Marlboro sponsorship, but I mean, I don't think Marlboro would have minded, and as long as the Marlboro logo wasn't anywhere on the car, they wouldn't have broken any rules in that respect. I mean, they could have done the red and white. Maybe they didn't want any negative connotations or associations with a tobacco company. And I think that would have been far more fitting than, than what they did last year. Because you think Senna, the first thing you think of is that red and white McLaren. It's the very first thing that comes to your head when you think of Senna in a car.
Any feedback on balance?
All right, there we go. Look at that. 97%. We are close. Very close. High risk of faults all over the place. Don't want to run too much longer, but I do want to get that track knowledge up a little bit more.
How are the tires?
Push on the fronts to get grip.
Well, black and gold was the livery of Rich Energy, rather than, a nod to the JPS. It's not like they were trying to recreate the JPS livery, but, they certainly wouldn't turn down those associations because, mentally you're thinking of a time when Lotus were very, very good. Lotus, I mean, that was kind of a nod, but with a lot of a very different style of livery, and there was quite a lot of red on the car as well. For was it Genie? Alright, so front wing. Let's drop that down then, and let's push that up, and there we go. Looks like we're going to have very similar setups on our cars in terms of a lot of things, but the main difference is going to be the roll bar and the rear wing. Front wing, camber, and toe all the same. And we are prepped and ready now for final practice. And we should have that spare chassis now as well going into day 2. Let's double check. Yes, there we go. Oh no, wait. We don't have a spare chassis. Or was it a spare underfloor? Yeah, it was a spare underfloor and a spare side pod that we've got now. There we go. We don't have the spare chassis. That's going to take a little bit longer. Okay. Run plan. Down to 4% on the engine. It should make it. We've got to find 10%. I'm going to actually overfuel to 25 laps. And just keep my fingers crossed that the car holds together. I want to squeeze one last session out of that engine if we can. Let's say touch wood. We will be good. He's 3 seconds a lap slower. He is 3 seconds a lap slower. That's mainly down to the gearbox. Perfectly healthy gearbox against a completely destroyed gearbox. There is obviously a little bit of drop in power from the engine, but not a substantial drop. The ERS is comparable. So the vast majority of that 3 seconds is the gearbox. And there we go. Both drivers at 100% on their car setup. We just need to eke out some more track knowledge because we don't have full knowledge of the car with those 3 new parts on tonight. Come on, car, you can hold together. Little yellow flag flashed up for a second then. Oh, we actually get a replay this time.
Let's have a look as we go into the 13th corner.
Oh, God.
Why did they go?
I hate it when one of our drivers has got multiple cars around him.
Doing that.
Locking up into spoon there. Okay, just give me a touch more. That should be enough. Right, so Mini's already in. Was that enough to get him up to 100? Yes, it was, which means it'll be enough for Kimi as well. Whew, there we go. And that is us done with practice. We've got both cars exactly where they need to be. Haven't quite learnt all those new parts yet. Up to 82% now on the car part knowledge. That will go down again in the next race once we add in the new front wings. But, yeah, encouraging signs. Both drivers will have full confidence going into the Grand Prix, and of course we will be switching out all those parts in just a moment. Let's pop an advert in so that we are ready to go straight into qualifying. It's a juicy drop advert. Those things just look foul. It's just, would you like some more sugar on that sugar? All right, so penalties to go into the Grand Prix for qualifying drops. Lawson has a penalty. Not sure if that's for for penalty parts or for shenanigans in the last Grand Prix. I think it's probably penalty parts. Let's see if we can actually have a look at Lawson's car. See if we can suss that one out. Well, he's got a new gearbox this weekend and a brand new ERS has just gone in as well. So, yeah, my guess is it's a penalty for a new ERS at the very least. Time to qualify.
We're moving on now to the all-important qualifying session.
Suzuka is a notorious circuit both for its unpredictable weather and the difficulty of closely following other cars. Making the right call on when to head out to avoid traffic and dirty air can make all the difference here.
And of course, there's the Williams driver. Karun, how do you think they'll fare today?
The main thing on my
It's
mind
a Ferrari
is their
engineer,
speed in
not a
practice.
Williams driver. Oh
They
my
just
God.
weren't
Crofty,
that
you are
fast.
drunk.
Was
Go
that down to the
home.
driver, the car, the team experimenting? We don't know, and we'll just have to see how they fare in qualifying.
And it's almost time for qualifying, and you won't want to miss that.
How you doing, Wayne? Good to see you. So let's get those worn out parts in. Oh, down to 2% on the engine. Whew. Yeah, we ran that as far as we could, didn't we? So 95% engine. You know what? I'm going to run that ERS for this Grand Prix. And that gearbox. Really want to avoid buying a new ERS for Antonelli if I can. Car parts for Gabby. Got no choice to run that, but to run that one. But it's got more life in it than the best available option for Kimi. So here we go then. Let's see how we do.
Green light.
Qualifying is going to be important, given that it is looking like it's going to be a wet race. Could start dry, could start wet. If it starts wet, then we definitely want to be right at the front if we can. Less important if it's dry, but still, it's not the easiest track to overtake on. There are a couple of places where you can get a good jump on someone, but with a lot of the cars being very tightly packed in terms of performance, you know, there's not a huge difference. which makes it harder. Evening, Victor. All right, Russell is coming out. So is Oscar. And so is Joe. Who's actually behind us? Is it Oscar? Yeah, Oscar's not far behind us on track. Look, there he is. He's right behind us. Right behind Mini.
Straight out, track is clear.
I'm actually going to ride on board
Recharge off.
with Kimmy here. Not Kimmy, sorry, Oscar here, so we can see how quickly he closes in on Gabriele Mini.
Ready for push.
Oh, traffic for Antonelli through the Degnas.
I know.
That's frustrating. Mini goes quicker. And he's quicker than Oscar, so that extra downforce that we've got from those new parts has helped, but this is where Oscar is likely to close him back up. Out of the hairpin into 220R. Diving up towards Spoon, and we've got that Aston in the way of Mini now. Don't know if there was a bit of impeding there or not. Antonelli is quicker, and now Oscar is quicker than Antonelli in the middle. Another car in the way. This time it's a Sauber. Actually might give a little bit of a slipstream here. Antonelli gets a 124.3. Mini about to cross the line. 2/10 slower, and Oscar goes nearly 4/10 quicker because he got quite a nice slipstream in that final sector.
Keep an eye on your delta.
So Mini nearly 6/10 off at the moment. Hopefully we won't need to run again though.
Stock position.
We'll prep up just in case. Max pops up into third. Logan Sargent goes second. Where is Logan? Oh, there we go. He's tucked up right behind an Alpine. So he got a nice little tow. Porsche now up into third place in clear air. Once again showing rapid pace in that McLaren this season. And yeah, I'm going to stay in the garage. I don't think we need to run again. Nobody looks tremendously at risk, although Joe is not in the most comfortable of positions. Let's keep an eye on Joe's flying lap here. He might have some traffic to deal with. There's cars coming out of the pits. He's going to hit them around turn 1-2. There they are. One of them's his teammate. Oh, massively blocked. That was one of the RBs. It could be Behrman, it could be Stroll. It's Stroll. Of course it's Stroll. There's Piastri. Gets out of the way through Dunlop. Into Degna 1 and Degna 2. up to the hairpin. It's not a good first sector for Joe, but the rest of the lap has been clean so far. He only needs to find a little bit just to make sure he's safe. He doesn't need to be, finding over a second to get right up there. He just needs to get safe. The Alpine gets out of the way. Staniek now up into 15th place. He's getting blocked again by Behrman. Oh my God. What a disaster for Joe. And he finds no improvement as a result, held up on by both RBs there. Joe could be staring down the barrel of elimination here if he's not careful. Let's take a look. Enzo's on a flying lap. Behrman's just started his flying lap. Stroll's just finishing a flying lap, I think. No, Stroll's just starting a flying lap. Iwasa's on a flyer. And Russell's just starting a flying lap as well. He's blocking one of the McLarens. I think that's Porsche. Can't see the number. Yeah, that's Porsche. So no improvement for Porsche, but he didn't need it. Okay, who is next up to cross the line? It's going to be Iwasa. Can he get out of the session? No, he can't. He does improve to 17th, but it's 17th and 18th for the Salvers as things currently stand. Here comes Fittipaldi and Behrman right behind him. Behrman could be easily on for an escaping here. Are we going to see all three Japanese drivers eliminated? Yes, we are. Behrman goes third with that slipstream. So all three Japanese drivers in the drop zone right now. Tsunoda is on a flyer. Where is Tsunoda? Oh, he's a mile off yet. Here comes Stroll. He'll be the next to cross the line. Got to say, Staniek's about to get knocked out here. Unless Stroll's hit some traffic somewhere. Stroll doesn't improve. He must have hit traffic. So, it's down to Russell. Ah, Russell's getting blocked. Is Russell about to get eliminated? No, Russell gets through. That means he is definitely going to put Joe at risk, because if Yuki can get through here... Oh, no improvement for Yuki. So all three Japanese drivers in this race are eliminated in sequential order, 18th, 19th and 20th. Joe just survives. Where did Tsunoda lose the time? He had a... Oh, we missed it. Let's go to data view. Tsunoda. So he had a strong first sector. He actually found 2/10 in the first sector. He lost a second, 1.3 seconds in the middle sector. His third sector was comparable to his first run. So, yeah, he got held up badly in the middle sector. Otherwise, he would have been through, I think. I think he would have gone through. I think he would have knocked out Zhou there. So, yeah, bit of a shame for the Japanese contingent. All three of them are out. Fittipaldi's out, Stroll's out, Staniek's out in the second, Williams as well. Zhou just sneaks through. Lawson in 14th, but will probably be starting from the back of the grid with penalties. Let's see how things progress in the second session.
Okay, green light.
So we're going out right behind Ollie Behrman. Isaac Hadjar is somewhere. Is he out first? No, there he is. He's coming out behind Mini. think Antonelli
We focus on tires and brakes.
is going to get a
Tires,
mighty
brakes.
slipstream at one point and then might actually get held up a little bit, potentially by Behrman. Mini, I don't think is close enough to get a slipstream. And I don't think Hajar will be close enough by the end of the lap either. Lawson making his way out. Pourchaire's on track as well. So that's 6 of the 16 cars currently out. And now we've got an Alpine coming out. That's Esteban Ocon, along with Charles Leclerc in the Red Bull. And there's the other Mercedes. That is Logan Sargent making his way onto the track. Right, no one else, please, until we go through. I don't want any traffic getting in the way of our lap. You get caught behind someone through the center S's at the start of the lap. There's no real way through. You've got to go through half of Dunlop before someone will pull over. You get blocked through Degner. There's no way through there. Yeah. There's a whole load of places where you can just end up losing a massive amount of time here if you're stuck behind someone. Evening, Farah. Oh, Behrman runs wide. Oh,
so
now
this
that
was the
could be
And
pretty
wide
consequential
they go,
for
leaving the
Antonelli here.
racing line. Perhaps a little lapse in concentration, maybe.
Maybe not. You can see how close Antonelli's getting already. We are coming up to Logan Sargent, and I'm a little concerned that he might get in the way. Hey, it's Comet. Long time no see. You've missed some fun with Stoffel. All right, we got a little bit of a hold up there. That would have been worse for Behrman than it was for us. And now we get a nice tow across the line. So it's a 123.2. Mini 0.8 slower.
This is Zilla. This is Zilla.
Oh, God, quiz time. Just the instant glee in your comment there, Farah. All right, we have got one of the Cadillacs out there. There it is, on an outlap at the moment. Just need to blow my nose. I'm going to mute myself for a moment. All right, so I don't think Antonelli's time is representative
Later on,
because of that slipstream. I mean, the fact that he's 8/10 ahead of Pourchaire suggests it's not.
You can stop at the stop position.
Let's see what what Piastri does. He's got clear air at the moment. He will have a a Mercedes in front of him at some point that he'll have to deal with. We're going to go for another run. There is Logan Sargent.
What's your beers?
Gets out of the way quickly. All right, through the Casio triangle. And yeah, look at that. 8/10 quicker than Piastri, so that's definitely not a genuinely representative lap there for Antonelli. That's fine. I haven't watched the highlights yet. I've been. I couldn't sleep last night. I was up till I think about 9 o'clock this morning. Managed to get a couple hours, then had to get up to get some food. I went back to sleep, and I've only been up since about 6. And I've been, working on thumbnails and stuff before going live. So yeah, I've not had the chance to really check in on the highlights yet, but I will try and watch them later.
Pay attention to the traffic now. Hold push when you're ready.
No improvement from either. Joe crosses the line, he's in 5th. What I really should have done with Antonelli was run him in harvest mode. Give Mini a chance to get the slipstream. But never mind, it's too late now. I think Mini will be safe anyway. And if I do get a little twitchy, I do have that extra set of tyres, or I do have time to put an extra set of tyres on and go again. So I think we'll be fine. He's only 0.03 of a second slower than Pourchaire, 0.02 of a second slower than Piastri. So I'm pretty confident that he'll be fine. Who is the biggest name at risk? Let's see what Gasly can do on another run. He is so far off his teammate. Got no audio for Gasly. Gasly gets up to P7. So Max is the first name that might be in real risk at the moment. Leclerc's on a flyer as well, but he's got a little bit of traffic in front of him. It's a Mercedes. That's going to give him a slipstream, actually. So I think Leclerc... Oh, traffic into 130R. Ah, that's Leclerc's lap ruined. George Russell... No, that's Alex Albon getting everyone's way. Starting his flying lap. So, no improvement for Logan Sargent. Knocked out there as a result. Here comes Verstappen. He's got a slow-moving McLaren in front of him. That's Porsche. Porsche's in the way. Is this going to stop Max from improving? It does, and that means he could be at risk. Russell is on a flying lap, and so is Alex Albon. If they can both find enough to get through, I think Russell might have just been blocked by Gasly there through Spoon. But if they can both find enough, that will knock Max out. Russell does not improve enough. He stays P12. Can Albon get into the top 10? No, he can't improve. Albon is out. So we are saying goodbye to Ollie Behrman, George Russell, Isaac Hadjar, Logan Sargent, Stoffel Van Dorn, and Alex Albon at the end of Q2. Q3 is up next. All right, into the final qualifying session. And I'm going to run a brand new set of tyres. I'm not going to do a lap on scrubs. Because we know from past experience that sometimes you just don't get a good run on the second run. So we want to make sure that if we only get one good run, it's on good tyres. We are not going to be the first out either.
Okay, green light.
All right, which running order are the Cadillacs in? Piastri's getting a tow behind Zhou. Antonelli is providing a tow for Mini. We do have Porsche in the background, might come through and actually move us out of position. Or we might ruin Porsche's lap.
Focus on tire preparation.
Time will tell.
Okay.
Track is clear. Charge off and push.
At the moment, all clear. All push when you're ready. We need a fast in lap.
Okay, copy.
Pit lane.
Pit limiter on. Stop in front of the garage.
Apparently you, Farah. Apparently you're going to tell me I'm muted. Oh dear. Have I been muted for the entire Q3? Bugger. Oh dear. All right, well, we're in really good position right now. Oh, someone with a little mistake there. Yellow flag.
Right
A lock up for
then,
Lawson.
take a look now. Now we see this was at turn 15.
Oh, he starts his flying lap with a lockup.
And they ended up their own passenger.
Going to send Antonelli out behind Mini this time. Try and give Antonelli the slipstream, which he will get. Oh, no, don't be Porsche right behind me. It's not. Okay, it's Gasly. Gasly's less likely to be able to hang with us. Yeah, the transfer window I was talking about last night was the summer of 2013. Moyes' first transfer window.
To work on brakes.
It was such a farce. I think it was Edwards' first transfer window as director of football or whatever title he had as well. And he made such a mess of it. You know, they kept going in for all these players and they turned around and said no. They kept getting linked with all these different high named players. They were linked with Ronaldo, trying to get Ronaldo back. Ronaldo stayed at Real. They were linked with Ander Herrera, and I think they actually sent. They didn't get him. They got him the following year, but I think it was Herrera that. Well, there's Mini. Oh, shit! This isn't going to work. All right, so we need to take manual control. Take manual control. Do not fight.
Overtake available.
Copy.
Break me away from Gasly. Get me a little bit closer to Mini.
Okay, mode charge, mode charge.
Yeah, copy.
There we go. Now we've got the slipstream that we need, but now we've got Porsche in the way. Oh, we're going to catch him through Dunlop. No, not even through Dunlop. We're going to catch him in the S's. God damn it. Another lap ruined. Ah. But yeah, that was also the year that they signed Marouane Fellaini, a month after they could have got him for like 4 or 5 million cheaper because they let the clause in his contract, the buyout clause, expire, and then signed him a month later for an extra 5 mil. He was the only signing of any real value or note because they bought a couple of pretty cheap squad players that season. That was one of the most farcical transfer windows I've ever seen. They were, I think, even linked on deadline day with Sergio Ramos. But I do remember the United representatives turning up to negotiate a contract for a player, and they went to the wrong place or something like that as well. It was just farcical. Antonelli improves to 5th, gets ahead of Charles Leclerc, but it was not a good lap because we got held up by Teo. So the only driver left actually on a lap is here. It's Liam Lawson, who is going to be starting probably from the back of the grid with those penalties. He finds a 10th, but will start 10th before the penalties. So Mini has pole, thanks to that slipstream run we got on the first attempt. Piastri is second, Porsche third, Max in fourth. Antonelli will start in 5th alongside Charles Leclerc. Zhou in 7th, Gasly 8th with an identical lap time. And then it'll be Ocon in 9th and Lawson wherever Lawson ends up. And I'm going to see if I can actually find the Manchester Evening News article. Which recapped, and I'll read that article just to pile on the misery for poor old Victor. Here we go. Back in 2013, the club somehow manufactured one of the worst transfer windows in history, and it gave an insight into what post-Ferguson United was going to look like. Fergie had left, but chosen the successor was his place, and fans were ready to support him. Fergie left the club with a record 20th title, but the team needed a refresh with new signings. The likes of Gareth Bale, Cesc Fabregas, Thiago Alcantara, Sami Khedira, Mesut Ozil, who went to Arsenal, Cristiano Ronaldo and others were linked with the club. New boss David Moyes was full of confidence and expressed that in public. He didn't say no when asked if Ronaldo might come back to Old Trafford in his first meeting with the press. Moyes didn't mention Ronaldo by name, but did say the club is always interested in the best players. Ronaldo stayed in Madrid, but the team didn't try to calm down the fans' hopes. The team made it clear that Wayne Rooney was staying and big names could join him. Oh dear, how wrong they were. While in Australia for a pre-season tour, Moyes talked about wanting Fabregas. I'm in contact with the executive vice chairman who has been dealing with it just now, he said in Sydney. I'll hopefully know a little bit more in the next day or so. Ed Woodward had gone back to England to do important transfer work, which people thought meant making sure Rooney stayed and getting the Spanish midfielder. Even in July, things seemed good. But then everything went wrong. United's 3 offers for Fabregas were all turned down. Then Fabregas himself said at a press conference that he wouldn't leave Barcelona. My dream has always been to play at Barca. Nothing has changed. I'm very, very, very happy here, and I never thought about leaving. I never had any doubt. It has cost me a lot to return to Barca, and now I want to triumph here. Things have been invented. It's also not true that I've asked for a contract renewal. I didn't have to clear anything up because for me it was clear I wanted to stay. I told the club I'd talk when it was my turn. I've always felt valued by the club. Everyone told me they count on me. I never got any sign that made me think otherwise. Then Bale joined Ronaldo in Madrid. Ozil, who United had missed out on, went to Arsenal. Moyes wasn't so sure about Thiago, so he ended up having a great time at Bayern Munich instead. United, now desperate for midfield reinforcements, turned to Ander Herrera. The tough midfielder would eventually arrive at Old Trafford a year later. But in the summer of 2013, he was the source of more embarrassment for United, and especially Woodward, who started his reign in charge of football matters as incompetently as it would continue. United agreed personal terms with Herrera, but then, despite there being no cut-off price, the club balked at the Basque's 30.5 million buyout clause. Athletic Club, left with little time to find a replacement and further frustrated by their Basque-only player policy, refused to lower the price. This caused even more embarrassment when it was reported in Spain that 3 people pretending to be United representatives had gone into LFP administration offices in Madrid to try and seal the deal. Woodward and his team seemed clueless about their negotiations. It was deadline day and United hadn't added any new players to a squad that was already facing big changes after their legendary manager retired. In a panic, United started making surprise bids left and right. They tried to get Roma's loyal player Daniele De Rossi, who wasn't likely to leave Rome. A bid for Sami Khedira was turned down. In the end, United signed Fellaini, a player they could have signed months ago. Moyes had wanted to bring in the tall, versatile midfielder from Everton since he became manager. Fellaini had a release clause in his contract worth $23.5 million, which expired on July the 31st. United asked him, but he didn't follow through with signing him. Instead of triggering the clause and signing Fellaini in time for pre-season, they waited until the last minute on deadline day and paid an extra £4 million. The way Man United signed Fellaini was puzzling. They tried to sign Leighton Baines from Everton too, but Everton didn't want to sell him. On the last day of the window, United made a separate offer for Baines, but it was only $15 million, the same as a previous joint deal that Everton had already turned down. United wanted a new left-back to take over from Evra, who was getting on, but they left their negotiations until the last minute, which meant the other clubs didn't want to sell because they wouldn't have time to find replacement. If United had met Everton's £20 million asking price for Baines earlier, Everton might have let him go. The Reds wanted to show they were still a top club, even though Fergie was leaving, but instead they showed that they weren't a good club to do business with unless you could get a lot of money out of them for not very good players. They also showed that they weren't a powerful club to be scared of anymore. United haven't won a title since and are still trying to recover from this disaster. Now that Woodward has left and Erik ten Hag is in charge, this is how old this article is, they might finally be going in the right direction again. Ugh. Foreshadowing. No, they weren't. That was the Manchester Evening News that wrote that article. I remember that transfer window. It was just farcical all the way through.
It won't be long.
And as a Liverpool fan, I
here in Japan,
absolutely pissed myself laughing.
53 figure-of-8 laps around this historic circuit.
Anything can happen at Suzuka, as Kimi Raikkonen proved in 2005. The Finn battled all the way from 17th to win. Will we see a similar show of will and talent today, I wonder?
Suzuka is a high-speed, high-downforce circuit with unpredictable weather. Drivers need to have total trust in their cars to make the most of this challenging figure-of-8 lap. Race day has arrived, and the time has almost come for these drivers to fight it out, wheel to wheel.
I'm sorry, Victor. I had to read that out. Comment says, "Stop hitting him. He's already dead." Second-hand embarrassment and headache. Ah, dear. It's one of those transfer windows that just is legendary. I mean, it was such a farce. All right, it is going to start dry. And then it's going to be wet for the rest of the Grand Prix. So we're going to start on the softs. I think we're probably going to need to switch over somewhere around about lap 15, by the look of it. Ooh, I might have to do an extra set of inters. There we go. We're covered either way. We'll start with this one, but we can switch to that one depending on when we actually do stop and what the tyre wear situation is like. Could just about get away with that as well. Let's not put any extra fuel in, but we will push fuel so that we can then recover that during the wet. I am going to push tyres to start with, and then we'll take it from there and see how we go. We might have to dial that back. Again, it depends on when that rain does actually hit. Right. Strategies are chosen. Cars are in position, 1st and 5th. The Japanese Grand Prix is next.
The anticipation is really building here. The fans in attendance are absolutely buzzing with excitement. The McLaren driver now fully focused on this race.
It's a promising position for them starting in P3. They'll be looking to make the most of the slipstream.
Porsche wearing his Sauber helmet there.
Right, let's get to it then. Get ready. It's the Japanese Grand Prix.
But I think it's only for that cutscene. I think once he gets back in the car, it goes orange. Let's have a quick look. Yeah, it's only for that cutscene. Mini gets away well and manages to stay in front. No change to the front five. Staniak is damaged already. Don't see any obvious damage to a wing, so I'm wondering if that's a part that's worn out or if it's underfloor. Have to wait and find out. Do we have information on weather yet? Not really. Piastri is lining up an attack. And so is Porsche lining up an attack on Piastri. There's a lunge. Come on, hold him off, hold him off, hold him off, hold him off. No. Oh, Max got through on Porsche. Max getting a mighty slipstream. Look at that, we're actually out-dragging Piastri. And Max might move up into second place here. Piastri just about shuts the door. And already we're seeing a little bit of a lapse from Charles Leclerc.
Use overtake.
Okay.
We're going to turn the battery on now.
And overtake available.
We're not going to be able to break away, but it will help us defend, I hope. Leclerc's on mediums. Ah, that might be why that gap opened up. He is closing back up again. Mini's making a little break for it. And Leclerc is piling, Porsche is piling, Piastri is piling the pressure onto the back of Mini. Got a chance of a slipstream. Oh, no, Porsche dipping back in again. There is Piastri, he goes through, but I think he's given us DRS in, in doing that.
I cannot believe it.
Let's see. Yeah, Mini got the DRS, so Mini will move back into the lead. Max is vulnerable. There's no way through. Porsche gets through. We have to sit behind.
We are doing a very good job with that.
Don't really use much in the way of battery in the first sector. You don't really harvest much in the first sector either. It's here where we start to generate that harvest. Through the Degners, through the hairpin, and then spoon. This is a chance to maybe get a good launch.
Mode charge, mode charge.
We pulled out of the slipstream, and that's given Verstappen the chance to just pull away from us a little bit.
I am right.
Mini is going to be vulnerable into turn one. There's not really much we can do about that, unfortunately. There's every chance Porsche might get us as well at the inside. We do shut the door. Let's check in on Staniek now. That's got to be underfloor then. He must have damaged his underfloor on the first lap. Gone over a curb through turn 1 probably. Piastri's looking to bolt away.
Overtake available.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can get the move done on Max here. Max just drifting across and blocking us there, and that's killed what little battery we had left and any chance we had of overtaking him. And now we might be vulnerable to Zhou. We might even lose the DRS at the end of the lap here. We have got the slipstream just, but so's Max from Porsche. Mini's closed right up. Let's see if we can harvest and still get the overtake done.
No DRS available, no DRS available.
Copy.
Antonelli did get the DRS, but no battery, which means he might be a little vulnerable to Leclerc. We try and go around the outside, have to bail out of it.
More charge.
Max and Porsche side by side. Max back up into third. Antonelli has dropped off the back. Tyres are definitely going to overheat because it's not going to be that wet. So I think we might have to well have to go with a second set of inters for Mini, but I think Antonelli might be able to get through this without making another stop. If he can, he's probably going to win the race. We need to make sure that Mini's ahead of Piastri so that we can melt Piastri's tyres a bit. Here comes Charles. Using battery. We're out of slipstream range.
And now we go recharge on.
Copy.
We didn't get the DRS. Leclerc did. We need to rebuild the battery, and I'm going to calm the tyres down a touch
You're doing a good job.
for both drivers.
Copy that.
Defensive shapes thrown there from Oscar. Max is right there as well. Piastri has been isolated. Zhou got us as well. Ah, no.
Copy.
Let's see what happened there. Now we're approaching turn 2.
Oh, we went defensive.
It's certainly
Ah,
advising.
that's why then. That's why, because we just allowed a slipstream for Zhou on the back of Leclerc, and he dived through as well. And even though we went a little defensive towards the inside, we still left a big enough gap for Leclerc to just slide on through.
Mode attack. Mode attack. Overtake available.
Oh, Max is pushing.
Move charge. Move charge.
All right, we'll let Max take the lead of this little fight to try and close up Oscar. We'll tuck in behind him. Ocon and Gasly behind, not too worried about those two. Evelyn Ducky.
More charge. More charge.
Oh, crash. Albon and Tsunoda. It's a safety car. Ooh. Okay, interesting.
pull down the rears.
Copy.
Now, by the looks of things, we're at turn 15 now.
There's a
Barely any room
banzai
to
torpedo
maneuver.
move there from Yuki Tsunoda.
Oh, that's
Yep.
obviously far from intentional, but there was contact. That will have knocked their
He's supposed to do that in
confidence,
clean
I'm
air,
sure.
though, not into the back of the car in front. Are they both out? Yes, they are. They are both out. We are seeing pit stops already. Now, these guys pitting for new dry tyres. See what Tsunoda has to say for himself.
I can't believe you just won, to be honest.
Believe it. You did it. Yeah, they're putting on fresh softs, look. Interesting.
There is a crash.
Still no indication. We're looking at partly cloudy, 25% chance of rain in about 10 minutes. Problem in the pits for Staniek.
The Williams team move into their places. But they run into trouble and it holds up their stop.
It's cost him a place. Oh man, that tyre does not want to come off, does it? There we go. So that is a 5-second penalty for Tsunoda. That'll be turned into a 3-place qualifying position penalty in Barcelona.
You have Ocon behind now.
Tyre wear pretty comparable because we have been pushing them. But depending on how long this safety car stays out, we may possibly be diving into the pits early for a set of inters. We'll see. I don't think it'll be wet enough by the time the safety car comes in. Oh, Max is in. Wow. Porsche and Joe are in as well.
Gasly just pitted now.
New softs. Mediums. Porsche's gone for mediums as well. Gasly's in. Wow. So many cars boxing here. It was the last opportunity to box before being bunched up by the safety car. Really unexpected. It does look as though we are going to be going maybe to lap 20 until Interzen at this point. I don't know. It says it's lap 20 was the initial prediction for our drivers to go on to Inters. It is a very baffling decision to make that stop so early. On one hand, I can understand it because they will be able to just drive those tyres hard until the rain. Everyone else will have to maybe be a little bit more careful, especially drivers like Russell, who's down to 66% already. But yeah, baffling decision in some respects, given that we know rain is coming. We just don't know how much and when. Oh, someone's locked up. It's Russell. Oh,
It was George Russell involved. Oh, all
How?
right so far. And the car just locks. Now, they did leave it very late.
okay. That was bizarre. And that's taken another couple of percent off his tyres. Is he going to box now? If he does, he's going to be at the back of the grid. Because we're all stuck behind the safety car now. And we're going racing.
So safety car will be in this lap. Just focus on restart.
Okay, so we open the gap.
No lift off. Overtake available.
Copy.
So Piastri will lead us out of the triangle. Puts the hammer down. He's late putting it down. There he goes.
Feedback on tires.
Tires are good.
Recharge on. Recharge on.
Copy.
Recharge on.
Copy.
Okay, no charge.
Piastri is going for it, look. Well, he can. He can just bolt. We're going to hold position. Save the battery and try and close back up again on the next lap. Oh, look at this. Esteban Ocon having a look. And he gets through. Ocon jumping us there. And here comes Sargent.
It's okay.
Sargent gets through.
Sergeant behind.
Keep focus, everything can happen. Keep focus.
Russell behind.
Overtake button.
We are 3 seconds behind.
DRS enabled.
We will get back through on Logan Sargent.
Recharge on. Recharge on.
Copy.
Any update on the weather? Moderate rain forecast in 9 minutes. So we're probably about 12 minutes away from needing inters then. 10, 12 minutes. Ocon's really having a look at the back of Charles Leclerc here.
Overtake button available.
Copy.
Stay close to the car in front.
So Leclerc's going to go through. So is Antonelli, I hope. He gets through on Ocon. Hasn't shut the door yet. Now he does.
Ocon behind.
We need to protect the front tires.
Copy. Copy.
Overtake available.
Copy.
Overtake available.
Copy, copy.
Gobble, gobble.
Recharge on. Overtake available.
And we should be able to drop Ocon here. And hopefully we can get both of our cars past Charles Leclerc on the main straight. Evening, Bill.
We're ready. More push, more push.
Come on, no! He got back
Focus,
through.
We get him. We get him.
I think instead of rolling R's on, recharge on, it's aggressively Italian. Is the phrase. Let's see if we can steal the fastest lap here.
Keep focus.
Trying to go around the outside here. It's going to be maybe a look into Spoon. No, thinks better of it. Mini has closed up the gap. And almost managed to drop Charles as well. Hey, this is starting to feel a little bit like character assassination now. It's a 130.1. What is the fastest lap? 129.3. Oh, we weren't even close. We were 8/10 away.
No overtake. We just keep our head down. Okay,
Right, damp in 12 minutes. We are getting closer to Inters.
Our suggestion is to cool the rear.
Copy. Okay, copy.
Charge on.
Copy.
Fault now developing for
The
Hadjar.
car's definitely not happy. Surely some kind of fault.
How are those guys who stopped faring? Let's have a look. Max is up into 10th place. Porsche 11th. Joe trying to find his way past Stoffel, whose tyres are almost gone, look. Just no way through, stuck in a train. So Leclerc goes through. That'll give me a chance to save some battery now with Mini.
More charge, more charge. No problem, no problem.
Tyres are in decent shape. Ocon's closed back up again. Fujii's up into 6th place thanks to everyone stopping in front of him.
More charge, more charge. Overtake available.
Copy.
And we are potentially going to have some issues trying to get our drivers through. According to the radar, it should already be raining. It hasn't started yet. So our radar is inaccurate for this circuit, which is not all that surprising. Antonelli in 4th place. Fuji now up past Ocon. And here comes the rain.
Yeah, copy, copy.
And charge on, charge on.
Copy.
Debating whether to push the tyres. I think I should. getting wet quite quickly. We might even be in at the end of this lap.
Try to close the gap with the car ahead.
Recharge on. Recharge on.
Copy.
Sargent is now on the back of us as well. Mini's pace is definitely starting to struggle. Let's move Antonelli through.
Copy.
More charge, more charge.
It's going to be at least one more lap. No, the team hub doesn't directly help.
Let us know on
It
tires.
indirectly helps. The team hub helps your employed staff. So your race engineers, your sporting director, your head of aero, head of technical. So by helping the sporting director, that has an indirect knock-on effect on your pit crew. The better your sporting director is, the better his training is, which makes the pit crew respond better. Do I box this lap? I think I'll box this lap with Mini. I'll go one more lap with Antonelli.
Press overtake.
Copy, copy.
So Porsche is going to get the fastest lap. And Piastri's in. All right, there is a chance if Antonelli can pull out a blisteringly good lap here and it doesn't get too wet, but he might actually be able to close the gap up a bit. Mini's in. There goes Piastri. Can we slow down Leclerc's exit? No, he's behind. He's in front of us. 2 seconds, and we get held a little bit. Track's at 0.7. This is still favouring softs at the moment.
Overtake button.
Copy.
Yeah, but is that stat with a high mentality? Because his default stat won't be that.
Sargent behind. More charge.
Yeah.
Now we're at that crossover point. Now the inters are favourable.
Copy, got now.
We're going on Inter.
I don't think we've got enough of a gap to get in front of Piastri. Maybe Charles Leclerc. There's Anton Chiminelli.
Copy.
Porsche and Zhou in. It's not the best of times. 2 seconds.
Fighting cars out of the pits.
There goes Piastri. There's Leclerc. We couldn't quite get him. Anton Kiminelli because of the pit lane.
Leclerc 0.8 in front.
So we've got a long way to go on these tyres. We can easily do it with Kimi. Mini will be a bit more of a struggle. Hopefully he'll be good enough.
Overtake available.
Try and give him a little bit of breathing room before the DRS shuts off.
Tires at the moment.
Copy.
Max and Porsche back up into 6th and 7th. They made the most of those newer tyres to claw back some of the ground that they lost, but they are still out of position.
Recharge on.
Copy.
Make the move.
Recharge on.
Not quite.
Charge on.
We held off Sargent.
Hold charge. Hold charge.
Yeah, copy, copy.
So getting after Piastri is going to be tricky, I think. We could be hard pressed to win this one.
Tires are all good.
Copy.
Overtake available. Recharge off.
Copy.
No, we actually got the move done. Are we going to give it back?
Good.
No, we're not.
Piastri front.
So we need to brake as hard as we can then.
If you have 1 or 2 cents in your pocket, is the moment to use it now.
Use deploy. Use deploy.
Just to protect.
Hold charge.
I was too slow getting back to Mini. He's lost 2 places and the DRS is about to switch off. We've kept ahead of Porsche though. And there we go, no more DRS.
I don't know, man. I cannot believe this.
We managed to keep Leclerc behind, that was the important thing. But yeah, not great for Mini.
Charge on.
Just dropped out of peak confidence as a result of that. The overtake for Leclerc has got Kimi into peak.
Overtake
I
available.
want to get away from from Teo, if I can, get onto the back of Max. But at the same time, I don't want to sit too close if I can't get through, because I don't want to burn up the tyres.
Hold charge.
Piastri is in front of you. Leclerc behind.
Oh, yellow flag.
Lift off to avoid instability.
Little gasp from the crowd.
And here we've got a yellow
Ah,
flag.
George spinning.
Now we should be able to take
I
a
didn't
look
think we
here.
were involved. Oh, yeah. Just
And
spinning at the
round
triangle.
they go.
Right, let's take a look at everyone else's tyre wear. Max and Sargent's tyres are hot. Sargent has pushed his tyres pretty hard, and Max's tyres are overheating in the dirty air. Here we are, just about a second behind. Our tyres are at a good temperature at the moment. We're close enough that we get little snippets of slipstream here and there, but not so close that we are melting our tyres in hot, dirty air. Ideally, I'd like to be in front of the pair of them, but I don't really have the battery for that yet. And I can't go into harvest mode because I'll just get jumped by Teo. Sat behind us. Weird company as well. Fuji, Lawson, Joe. There's Joe in the background. Teo having a look. Can't do it without a battery deployment. As the track gets wetter, the tyre temps will come down a little bit more as well. I was on the right page. There we go. So Max's tyres at 106 degrees across the line. That's the dirty air effect. 30 degrees more than our tyres. And that's why his tyre wear is struggling. Leclerc's tyres struggling in our dirty air. This is why I don't want to get too close without being able to actually make the overtake.
More charge. More charge.
And we should theoretically start passing some of this onto Porsche soon as well.
More charge.
Copy.
That's an issue for Logan Sargent, and that might change. Oh, a lunge. A lunge from Fuji. Fuji gets the move done on Porsche. Fantastic for us. Has he got the pace to make the move on us? I don't think he does. He doesn't. But with Sargent having that issue, that might make it easier for us to actually make the move on Max and Logan.
Charge.
Yeah, copy, copy.
We're just about matching Piastri in terms of lap time, and we are overheating Leclerc's tyres down to 80%. He's probably going to have to stop again if that keeps going. Sargent's tyres are melting. Max's tyres are overheating as well. Let's see if we can actually sneak our way through here.
Yeah, copy. Yep, copy that, copy.
Around the outside at Spoon, and that is Max Verstappen overtaken into peak confidence now for Mini, and we'll go straight on the attack on Sargent.
Good job. In front of you, there is a Sargent. You are doing a good job there.
And there we go. Behrman's agreed to leave. Who's he going to? Alpine. Oh, Jesus.
charge. And remind to protect the front.
Is that your condolences to Behrman or your condolences to Farah?
Slow down.
Yeah.
I could push the battery with Antonelli, try and close it to Oscar a little bit, but I'm quite content to just keep hurting Charles Leclerc here. Fujii has punched through now. Not clawing back the fuel as much as I would like.
Overtake available.
Porsche in a squabble with Lawson. See, where did Lawson start? He started 19th, so he had one penalty. Either one 10-place penalty or two 5-place penalties. Fuji is on a tear. We'll let him go.
Do your best, man. The sergeant behind.
Oh, I think he was just one of the main beneficiaries of other people stopping, and he didn't when the VSC came, or the safety car came out. You can see the damage done to Leclerc's tyres continues to climb. Fujii's tyres are taking a pounding. Sargent's tyres, Verstappen's tyres, Lawson's tyres, they're all taking a pummeling. Porsche is looking after his tyres really well, considering he's in the dirty air. He must be running.
Warm up the tires.
Oh, you meant his penalties. He must be running in a lower pace setting like Antonelli and Mini were doing a second ago. Trying to save some tyre wear for Mini so we don't have to stop him again. Track temperature is dropping.
Good check of track conditions.
And this is where we're going to start to see some tyres overheat really badly. Oh, Leclerc's got a fault.
And as far as we can tell...
Thanks for telling me what the fault was there, Crofty. So that was the risk, that we would let him through by dropping our tyre wear down. But I'm thinking long term, because tyre temperatures are going to start to skyrocket now. Now that we're into less water on the track. DRS will be active as well, so we may well just take the position straight back anyway.
Charge on, charge on.
Copy.
Tires are okay.
Copy.
Right, let's take a look at Charles. So his tyre temps have come down a bit. His gearbox is playing up. Mini is closing back in on Fujii. Isaac Ajar moves up into 19th place. Enzo dropping down into last place.
Copy.
Charge on now.
Copy.
You see my tyres are just crept back into the window, look.
More charge.
Yeah, copy.
Tires will be fine.
Yeah, copy.
Just out of DRS range, but battery is now full. Did we get the DRS? Not this lap. Oh, here comes Sargent.
Don't worry, keep focus.
Come on, shut him down. I know you're on a defensive tyre. Ah, damn it. All right, well, hopefully we'll get back past Sargent at the
Do your best.
at the start of the next lap. We are looking like we might have a couple more little bits of DRS later. Leclerc's temps up to 97 across the line. They went up a couple of degrees. Still way too hot.
Just do your best, I know it's difficult. Use overtake button.
Copy.
Overtake available.
Copy.
So here comes Kimi on Charles. That's a comfortable overtake, and we'll keep pushing.
Yes, let's go.
Good job. You're straight front.
Damn it. No way through.
More charge.
Track is starting to dampen up again.
Keep focus on our race.
Here comes Teo and Max. They're closing in.
Focus on
Need to
tires.
clear these two quickly.
Overtake available.
Copy, copy.
Gobble, gobble.
And try to cool the engine.
Yeah, copy, copy. Copy, copy.
There we go. We get past Fuji. We've got the DRS.
You are doing a good job.
Bouncing off the limiter, trying to find the way through.
Sargent.
Ah, that's frustrating.
Cool the engine. Mode charge. Mode charge.
And we've left Leclerc for dead. Oh, here's a chance.
Recharge on.
Copy.
Thought we were going to get him for a second then. Porsche's through.
Use overtake.
Have to get through here.
No lift.
Otherwise we're going to start getting swallowed up. Plus, the DRS is about to switch off, and I do not want to get caught out in a position where I can't easily get through again.
You are doing a good job there.
Come on, switch off, switch off, switch off. Switch off, switch off.
Warm
Switch
tires
off, please.
and brakes.
There we go. No DRS. Oh, that was close.
Okay, mode charge. Mode charge.
We've got no battery.
No overtake.
That means we might be vulnerable to Logan Sargent here, but hopefully we'll be okay. Porsche is boxed in. In fact, he might actually follow through and get past Sargent.
Leclerc,
He does. Porsche is through.
We can cancel liftoff.
Copy.
So,
Tires.
Leclerc will probably need to stop. Sargent definitely is going to need to stop. Anyone who's in the 60s is likely to need to stop. Stroll definitely needs to stop. As does Staniek, Russell, Iwasa, Hajar, Fittipaldi, probably Behrman. It's not impossible that Piastri might stop as well. It's going to be tricky for Mini to hang on to second if he actually gets through into second. How far behind is this? 18 seconds. So I think there's every likelihood that Piastri will catch us if he does stop and pass us again. But I think Antonelli can win this. If Oscar doesn't box, we will have a tyre advantage to be able to push him later.
Tires update.
I don't know how well Mini's going to do. He could be on for third. He could be on for fourth. Ideally third. Ideally a podium.
Suggest a small liftoff.
Still matching Piastri, but our tyres are now back in the window. And there we go. Pit stops have already started, look. Staniek with better stop this time. Decent stop for Russell. Fresh inters going on. So, we're going to see more movement soon. We are slightly above the predicted tyre wear for Gabriele Mini. We are slightly above for Antonelli, and you can see we've got plenty of rubber to get to the end of the Grand Prix. Sargent might be diving in here. He's starting to hold cars up. He stays out. Can Joe complete the move around the outside? Yes, he can. Much more grip. And it hasn't worked out for Max. He is down in 9th place. And he's not able to really use his tyres. We actually took a couple of tenths there. 3 tenths out of Oscar on that last lap. Mini took almost a second out of Charles Leclerc. And he's having to drive defensively as well. Oh yeah, I mean, anyone who did stop was always going to be compromised. It's worked out well for Teo. And when I say worked out well, I mean it's got him back to where he started, but just about. But it has not worked out at all for Verstappen. Teo just doesn't quite have enough straight line speed to do it without battery. That suits me fine. We took another 0.4 out of Oscar on that last lap. We took another 1.3 seconds out of Charles Leclerc with Mini. As we stare at the back of Mini's car through the eyes of Porsche's T-Cam. We're past the halfway point.
We save fuel when you can.
Copy.
Let's stroll into the pits. He comes out on a fresh set of inters just in front of George and just behind Staniek. So the undercut almost worked for Russell, definitely worked for Staniek. .135.5, 135.1, so again another 0.4 out of Piastri. We are starting to close him down. 136.8 for Charles Leclerc, 135.5, 1.3 seconds out of Mini, from Mini out to Leclerc there. Porsche having another look. Zhou is closing up as well. He took a couple of tenths out of these two on that lap. And he's leading a little train for Sergeant Fuji. And Max is just about hanging on to the back of that. He's got Lawson for company. Did I hamper Russell's career? I think he was already out of contract. Oh, Porsche has gone through.
I don't know.
Don't know why Antonelli was complaining about being blocked.
Yeah, keep doing your best.
But, yeah, Porsche is through.
It's 2 seconds from you. You can slow down a bit more.
Copy.
Full charge, full charge.
69% tires. I am thinking I might have to box Mini again, but I haven't seen any movement from Leclerc yet. Porsche's not going to box again. I don't know whether Oscar's going to box. I don't think he will. I think he might try and go to the end. There is Charles Leclerc. We've got a yellow flag.
No problem, no problem.
A Sargent dives into the pits.
Now.
Here we are then, reaching turn 13. Just a bit too wide at that
Oh
point.
yeah, just
Fighting
losing
with
it,
the car just
under
a
braking
little,
through
perhaps.
Spoon. No, I'm pretty sure George was out of contract at the end of the season. We offered him a job. I didn't really expect him to take it. I'm trying to remember if we signed him before all the contract shenanigans were patched out or not. But we offered him a job. I didn't really expect him to accept it. He accepted it and was like, oh, great, okay. And then I can't remember who we replaced him with or why we replaced him. I think he. I can't remember if he accepted an offer to go to Aston, or if he was out of contract, or even out of a job completely. Oh, that was right. I signed. Yeah, I signed Antonelli to replace Russell. because we had Piastri as our number one driver. I remember now. The plan was when we signed to replace George at the end of the season, so he would have the chance to sign for another team. And unfortunately, the game didn't let us promote Antonelli up because he just started a few months earlier a contract to be our affiliate. It wouldn't let me sign Antonelli to George's seat when I wanted to, which would have given George a good chance to get on the grid the following season. So we had to wait 5 races, and that put, and then we could put Kimi in the car, and that meant George had to sit out the rest of that season in free agency. So we did. We kind of unintentionally stalled his career a little bit, and then he signed for Aston, and Aston have fluctuated quite wildly. They've had at times a very good car, at other times a pretty bad car. There's been no real consistency to them, unfortunately. So yeah, we did hurt him a little bit, but it wasn't intentional. I mean, you could argue that the game hurt Max by sending him into by him going to Williams for 3 seasons. He did get a couple of wins in the end, but his first season was okay. His second season was miserable. His third season was better. Oh, look, how's this for a move? 3 wide through the triangle. There goes Leclerc into the pits, and we rocket through into 3rd place. Wow, that was awesome. There's Max. He's caught back up.
Here's the replay.
Fresh tyres for Charles Leclerc.
Heading down the straight. The opportunity's there, and it's not just one place they've gained there.
Lovely stuff. Wish we had a better angle. Wish we'd had the helicam angle on that one. So where's Leclerc going to feed back out? Behind Gasly in 11th place. He'll be on for points. Fuji's going to stop. I think Lawson's going to stop. Iwasa, Fittipaldi. Pajar still hasn't stopped, which kind of surprises me a little bit.
No lift off. Focus on tires.
$15 laps to go. The gap's down to 4.5 seconds at the front. I took another 0.8 out of Oscar that lap. There goes Max into the pits.
No lift off needed from
Good
our
stop.
side.
Very good stop. We're not going to be winning the fastest pit stop tonight, that's for sure.
Have a good check of track conditions.
Not that we really need to. Track conditions have changed to dry. Oh, now we might see some movement in the pits.
Try to slow down a bit.
Hajar's fault escalates.
But it looks like they're carrying some kind of fault.
He still needs to stop as well, does Isaac. And there he is, he's into the pits. Let's see, is he going to gamble onto a set of softs? Nope, he's going for inters. Playing it safe.
Mode charge, mode charge.
This is an interesting little moment we've got here. I'm trying to make sure the tyres don't overheat, but I'm also losing a little bit more pace than I would like. I'm going to just up the pace just a little bit. I want to keep closing in, but like I said, I do not want to melt the... Oh, there we go. We got a DRS overtake on us. I do not want to damage the tyres to the point that we can't really push up.
Okay.
The only way we're going to get second and first now, you know, second with Mini, is if Piastri boxes, and I don't think he's going to box. That's another reason why I don't want Antonelli to be too far behind.
Okay, mode charge.
Yeah, copy.
10th quicker on that lap. Lawson's in. See, theoretically, you could make softs work here. With this amount of water on the track, it wouldn't be a massive advantage. It would be a minimal advantage. And you would need a really good driver to get the most out of them. Mini probably would be better on the inters than he would on the softs in these conditions.
Mode charge, mode charge.
Fittipaldi's in as well. Have to be careful with Porsche's tyres being slightly better than mine. If he's pushing in temperature like this, he's just going to elevate the tyre temps very quickly. They were 82 degrees across the line. Let's see what they are this time round. '83. Yeah, they're in yellow range at the moment. But we are losing a lot of time. I wonder if he's thinking about trying to push for the win. Bad news for him, he doesn't have the tyre wear to compete with Kimi. Oh no, he does. He does have the tyre wear to compete. He's 9 seconds behind though. I'll be quite happy with fourth. Stoffel watch there for Comet. Let's see if he has a clean stop. It's clean. It's not quick, but it's clean.
Are looking nice.
Copy.
3.5 seconds to gap now. Water level starting to increase again. We need to think about closing back up. And Oscar's in! Wow! Oscar is in! Big shock. I thought he was going to go to the end. Good stop. He's going to get out in front of Mini, I think. Or right behind Mini. Pourchaire's gone through. There goes Mini. Is he going to come out behind Zhou? Yes, he is. There goes Zhou. Fuji is boxed as well. That's done Red Bull a huge favour. As Max moves past Charles Leclerc and gains 2 places thanks to Fuji's boxing there. So, we lead.
We can put a bit of energy on tires.
I mean, to be fair, Piastri's tyres were starting to really struggle. See, his tyres were at 46% at the start of the previous lap. And we still have 11 laps to go, including this one. He will be very, very fast. And he's immediately past Zhou. He even gives Zhou a little bit of elbow onto the curb there. He's going to rocket past Mini. I don't think Mini's going to be able to hang on to the podium. But if he does get through and we can stay with him, when he attacks Pourchaire, maybe we can then launch a counter-attack on Teo. So we lead by 9.5 seconds over Teo Pourchaire. Piastri is absolutely bombing up to the back of us, and he's dragging Zhou with him in the DRS here. Behrman dives into the pits. See, he's going to fluctuate back into... We're going to have DRS for most of the remainder of this race. And there goes Piastri. Mini just couldn't stay with him. Well, couldn't hold him back. Let's see if we can stay with him.
No problem.
Otherwise, we risk getting dropped behind Zhou as well here.
Is 1.5 from you.
Oh, we lose the DRS just as he gets through. But it's only temporary, according to this. It is going to dry up again very, very soon. It's already dried back up again.
We need to do lift off.
10 seconds clear. And look at Piastri. 3 seconds quicker, nearly, than Gabriele Mini. 3 seconds quicker than Pourchaire. 2.5 seconds quicker than Kimi. He might be able to threaten Kimi.
Try to recover your previous rhythm that was looking fine.
I hope not, but he might be able to. Ocon dives into the pits. Very late stop. Enters for Ocon. And there's Pourchaire.
The use overtake.
Copy.
Overtake button.
Copy.
I'm not close enough. Unless I can close up under braking. I don't think I did. Not enough. This is going to be an easy overtake for Oscar.
Yeah, keep doing your best. And rewind lift off, rewind lift off.
Copy, copy.
And now the chase is on. We have 8 laps. And the gap is 9 seconds. And Porsche has much fresher tyres.
1.5 from you.
Piastri, sorry, has much fresher tyres. This could be squeaky bum time. And if it wasn't going to get damp again, I would box for a set of softs with Mini. I still might. At this point, I don't have a huge amount to lose. And Porsche is sticking with Oscar, who has run out of battery, it would seem.
Anti-deploy when you can.
Kimmy's almost run out of battery. I just realised he was still pushing. Yeah, I need to save some battery for when Piastri does inevitably start getting closer. Is he getting DRS from the back? No, he's not. I was worried he might be getting DRS from the back of that Mercedes. Go on, Teo. Get through, get through. Yes! Excellent. And now they're being held up. And that will give Mini a chance to close the gap a little bit, maybe. This is what I mean. You get stuck through in the S's and you have to wait till halfway around good Dunlop before the car will pull over. And even then, it's not a guarantee because he's on brand new tyres. Is that Hajar? It is. Hajar's on new tyres. Now he gets the blue flag. And that's a huge amount of time lost. Gasly dives into the pits. He's gone out on fresh inters with 7 laps to go. And I'm not close enough. I'm far enough away from Zhou at the moment, but I'm just not close enough to Porsche and Piastri.
Okay, to push on tires.
Track water levels start to go back up again. I'm going to increase my pace.
Can try one more step, push on tires.
Given that Piastri hasn't been able to close up any further in the last couple of laps, I think we're probably safe. I think we're probably going to beat him. But if he wants to absolutely hammer those tyres, he's still got a lot of life left in them. Look, a lot of life. Hopefully Isaac will pull over for us here through 220R, and he does. So we did not get held up. Porsche has finally been dropped, and Oscar has now started to push that gap. DRS is about to switch off temporarily again.
It's 5 more laps.
There is Mini in the background. Piastri took 1.6 seconds out of us. It's not enough. 5 laps to go. There goes DRS. How long is it going to stay gone? And how much is the track going to dry up again? I could gamble and go for a set of softs and just absolutely hammer them, but I don't think it's going to dry up enough for them to be quick enough to catch Teo. We might not even get back in front of Joe. So at this point, I think we just have to hang it on for the last few laps. Gap is 8 seconds. 134.0 for Antonelli.
So it's 4 laps to go. 4 laps to go.
133.6, only 4 tenths. At this rate, we are safe. Mini only... Actually, no, he lost a bit of ground to Porsche.
Feedback on tyres. Our tyres.
I can't push any harder than this. I don't have any battery left to push. I don't have enough tyres to push them any harder. I can't push the fuel any further. So it's going to be fourth by the look of it. Still a good result. Disappointing in some respects because he started on pole, but we know that Mini just does not have the pace compared to everyone else. And there goes the DRS again.
Try to slow down a bit more now.
Once again, it's active. If I was within like a second and a half, 2 seconds, I could get Porsche. As I'm 3.3 seconds behind, it's too much to overcome. Oh, Leclerc's fault gets worse.
Quiet, big vibration.
It's giving Max excitation.
3 laps to go.
Copy.
Oh, Max with a 131 last lap. He's flying. There's Joe. We actually took a little bit of time out of Teo. 8 tenths taken out of Piastri. No, Piastri took out of us. Got to stop pushing the fuel again.
Lift now.
Copy.
Kimi is safe, I think. There is still that lingering question mark. Can we actually close up to Teo? I don't think we can. Evening, Harvey. Yeah, the gap's not really changing. What did you miss so far? Most of the race is only 2 laps to go.
2 more laps.
Copy.
Maybe I should have committed to a 2-stop right from the beginning with Mini. Could have potentially had an undercut and been a bit closer, but it is what it is.
No management is required.
A little over a lap left for Kimi. He's 6 seconds clear of Oscar.
And try to cool the tires when you can.
Copy.
Tyres are definitely melting now. Zhou's looking to try and push up on us. The gap to Porsche is getting bigger.
Try to go down as much as possible.
Yeah, Zhou is coming for us, look. Gap's down to 2.5 seconds. Got to make sure these tyres actually make it.
Try to cool down a bit more on your tires.
Gap down to 5 seconds with Oscar.
Overtake available.
Next race is Barcelona tomorrow.
No lift off.
Copy.
Okay. We cool the rear.
Yeah, normal time.
Use overtake.
Yeah, copy.
Confirm mode attack. And mode attack.
Okay, out of the triangle, through final curve comes Kimi Antonelli. He will win the race. Oscar will be second, only 3.8 seconds behind in the end. Porsche will take third place. He got the fastest lap in the dry period at the beginning as well.
First place.
There'll be celebrations tonight after a performance like that. They've done themselves and the team proud.
Mini has done enough. He will hold off Zhou and cross the line in 4th place. Pretty good result given the conditions fluctuating the way they did and his lack of tyre wear. I'm pretty pleased with 4th place. It would have been nice to get the podium, but just didn't quite have enough. Maybe things would have been slightly different for us if we'd committed to an earlier 2-stop strategy on the Inters, but we'll take what we have. Max finishes in 6th place in the end behind Zhou, ahead of Charles Leclerc. Fuji gets himself into the points. We do get a Japanese driver home in the top 10 tonight. And it's Logan Sargent. Liam Lawson gets another point. Then it's Ocon from Stroll, Russell, Gasly, Stoffel in P15, Behrman 16th, 17th for Staniek. That hasn't actually crossed the line yet. Yep, 17th for Staniek. Can Iwasa get past Fittipaldi? I don't think he can. It's a very short run to the line. And there we go. Hajar, the only driver lapped in the end. 2 retirements, Alex Albon and Yuki Tsunoda, both coming together, which brought out that safety car.
That was a great performance from the Ferrari driver, wasn't it?
That was a really well-executed race, I thought. Major credit to the driver, the pit wall, and the whole team for that win.
The team has been waiting patiently there, and you can see just how much it means to each and every one of them. As far as Ferrari are concerned, Karun, how do you think they'll be feeling after that race?
They'll be absolutely delighted to have picked up the win here. What a great outcome that is for the team.
And that's all for today as we wrap up the weekend here in Japan.
Formula One will be back to Europe for the next round, on the shores of the Mediterranean, with some heated competition to look forward to in Spain.
confirmation then of the final result. It is the win for Kimi. Oscar takes second, Porsche third with the fastest lap. The bonus points, 16 points for him tonight. Mini takes fourth, that's 12 more points for him. Zhou in fifth, Verstappen sixth, Leclerc in seventh. He's only getting 6 points. That means Mini could well be stretching his legs a little in third place. Good result for Fudo Fuji, up 11 places there to take 8th in the end. 4 points and a Japanese driver getting home in the top 10. Logan Sargent, 9th. That's 2 more points for him and Mercedes. And Lawson gets 10th place for the second race in a row for an extra bonus point for Haas there. But they will have lost a bit of ground to Sauber in the constructors with Fudo's 8th place there. No points for Ocon. Good result in the end for Stroll, up 10 places, but outside the points in 12th. Russell in 13th, Gasly 14th, Stoffel 15th. Then it's 16th for Behrman, 17th for Staniek. Fittipaldi did gain a couple of places, but not really a great afternoon for him to shout about. Bad race for Isaac Hadjar, lapped with all sorts of problems with his Mercedes at the end there. And then, of course, we had that crash. Yuki Tsunoda slamming into the back of Alex Albon, taking them both out and bringing out the safety car that kind of shook things up a little bit and saw some very strange pit stops. In the driver's standings then, it's 418 points for Kimi now, 336 for Oscar. The gap goes up by another 7. And at this point, it's now 82 points. So with just 5 rounds to go, the chances of Oscar taking his title back from Kimi is looking pretty slim. It's not done and dusted yet, but we're not far away from that point now. Mini in third place has outscored Charles Leclerc by 6 points. The gap now up to 8 points in total. Porsche, though, is now also on 207, tied behind Charles Leclerc, but has yet to win a race this season, which is why he's in 5th and Leclerc is in 4th. But 7 podiums this season, just the 1 DNF. Porsche has definitely had a much better season this year and at times has been blisteringly quick. 10 points for Zhou in 6th place, sees him up to 185. He has lost a little bit of ground on Teo, but closed up a little bit more to Charles. Max, 8 points for him, trying to stay in touch, but on 162 points, he is now losing touch, very much so, with the battle for third. He's now 53 points behind Mini in third, and I think he might struggle to actually gain any further places. That might be as high as he goes. We'll have to see. 8th place for Yuki Tsunoda. Again, no points for him after his retirement. Logan Sargent gets another 2. He's up to 58 points now. Gasly rounds out the top 10 with 48 points. Then it's Ocon with 37. 29 points for Behrman. 28 for George in 13th. 27 points for Fudo. He's closed the gap to Russell thanks to those 4 points tonight in that 8th place finish. Hadjar has 14 points. 13 points for Lawson, another point chipping away at the French driver there. Enzo has 5 points for Albon in 18th, 19th Staniek, 2 points for him, ahead of Lance Stroll. No points for Iwasa in 21st, and it's Stoffel bringing up the rear in 22nd, also with 0 points. In the constructors standings, 37 points for Ferrari against 28 for Cadillac means the gap goes up by another 9. That's 633 points for Ferrari now, 521 for Cadillac. That gap is now 112 points with 5 rounds to go. Still, a lot of points are available. Standard Grand Prix weekends pay out a maximum of 44. You throw a sprint in there, that goes up to 59. So, yeah, a lot of points are available still. But it is looking like we are going to take both championships pretty comfortably in the end. Huge gap between Cadillac and Red Bull. They're on just 369 points. And then a big gap for McLaren as well. They took 2 points out of Red Bull today, but at that rate, they are never going to catch them. They're 114 points further back. They need much more consistency out of Gasly if they're going to have any chance of closing up to Red Bull, which is not likely. Williams have 85 points. Yuki Tsunoda providing the vast majority of those. It's 72 points now for Mercedes. They are trying to get back in touch with Williams and take 5th place back. 37 points for Alpine, 33 for Aston in 8th. 9th is RB with 31 points. 27 points now for Sauber. They are sneaking their way up towards the back of 9th. Can they get there? We shall see. Another point for Haas, but it's perhaps too little too late. They remain 11th and a little bit further behind. Into the pit stop competition tonight, we did not even make the leaderboard. So that's a first for a while. We haven't been off the board completely for quite some time. Red Bull get the 1st and 3rd fastest stops tonight. Cadillac 2nd and 10th. RB gets some good points thanks to Behrman's stop. Aston gets some points from George. Mercedes get 8 points there from Hadjar's stop. Haas getting both of their cars in 7th and 8th. That's 10 points for them. And Sauber picking up a couple of points thanks to Fudo's stop. Let's see what that's done to the standings. Red Bull up into 2nd above Cadillac. We remain top with a 193 point lead. That is pretty big. It's not bad at all. Cadillac on 378 are now 10 points behind Red Bull. Big points haul for Red Bull tonight, 40 points. Aston move above Williams into 4th place. They're now 10 points ahead of them. RB have 102 points. They're not out of the woods or out of the conversation for 4th place. They're only 25 points further back. There's still plenty of time for things to change in that respect. Alpine have 68 points. Mercedes now on to 60 points. They are chipping away at Alpine. Sauber have 49. Haas now have 49 points as well. They are neck and neck. Sauber, I think, have a slightly quicker stop. Let's have a look. 1.93, 1.97 is the quickest stop for each of those teams. McLaren have improved their fastest pit stop, 2.19 now, as opposed to 2.27. They are starting to improve. It's taken a long time, but they are still bottom with 0 points for the 2nd season in a row. And there you see our 2 stops, 2.07, 2.09. Good enough for the race, but just not good enough for points tonight. Not that we massively need them, but we can't afford to finish every Grand Prix out of the leaderboard, or we might yet be overhauled. Both drivers get their sponsor targets of 5th and 17th. No contract bonuses to pay out, so it's 2.375 mil added to the bank. Let's head back to HQ and start prepping for Barcelona. We have a spare side pod and a spare underfloor, which we knew about. Spare chassis has not arrived yet. That will be very soon. Let's take a look. The ERS was in poor condition, but the wet conditions and the cooler conditions really helped stop that from becoming too much of an issue for Kimi. No faults at all in the Grand Prix. So that's excellent. We managed to save a race worth of wear on our better ERS unit. I don't know if I'll be able to take that risk at Barcelona. Will be much warmer. Post-race data. Did the cars come through unscathed? No, we lost a front wing to Gabriele Mini's car there. But we have now got new front wings to build for Barcelona. I'm going to have to rush them. We're just 4 days away from Barcelona because we are into a triple header. This is round 2 of that triple header coming up. We're going to Baku after that. So let's go ahead and build 3 of those. We're going to rush them. It'll cost us $1 mil. It's going to slightly hurt our tyre wear. Not ideal, but it will give us a little bit of a boost to dirty air. It will help potentially improve our medium and high speed as well. Again, these numbers not guaranteed in terms of rank gains because you know that we weren't second going into this Grand Prix. So somebody has a part that needs to be swapped out on one of their cars. But let's get those front wings built. Let's check in with the board, see what they thought. They were delighted with the win at Suzuka. Still hasn't quite broken. on the simulators there, but getting ever closer. We're not going to swap out that front wing just yet because we don't need to. We'll be putting a brand new front wing on there. There isn't really a lot else for us to do now apart from just advance time. So let's go ahead and do that. There we go. There is the spare chassis. So we have one spare chassis, one spare side pod, one spare underfloor. What other spare parts do we need to make? Still making another front wing. That'll be ready on the Sunday. So if we break one during qualifying or in Q3, we'll be okay. I think we'll be covered. Or at the very least, we'll have a spare if we break one during the race. We've been pretty good with not breaking things. Not counting the two massive crashes, retiring crashes for Antonelli this season. Mini's been really good. Been very, very impressed with his control consistency. And hopefully we won't need to make another round of spares, but we might need to make one extra chassis, one extra side pod, one extra underfloor. We'll keep an eye on the wear rate. Rear wings are going, suspension is starting to go. Oh yeah, we are going to need more suspensions then. We're going to need one more suspension. Oh wait. Shit. I can't get my money back on that. We've got a new suspension project coming. Well, we'll build one anyway, just in case. Just in case. You never know. We might suddenly need one. We might have another big shunt in Barcelona. Fingers crossed we won't. All right, we have new front wings. We're also blocked at the moment because we don't have a wing at all on Mini's car. Let's go ahead and slap that on. There we go. So let's see what that has done. Wow, look at that. Our downforce is now the best in medium and high speed, second in low speed. I was hoping we could get first in low speed, given that we're going to Baku next, but I'll definitely take that. That's very nice. DRS is 7th and 8th at the moment. That's very, very nice. We need to fit that rear wing, or front wing, sorry, now to Kimi's car as well. Lovely stuff. So, yeah, that looks very nice to see purples on the side there. Very nice indeed. Been a while since we've seen that on this Ferrari. Look at the weather for tomorrow's race. It's going to be absolutely pissing it down on the Friday. Could affect just one practice, could affect both practice sessions. We'll have to wait and see. Will be dry and quite cool by the look of it for practice 3 and then qualifying. And then the race on Sunday, 23 degrees, a little bit warmer. But we've seen that doesn't necessarily translate across to what the temperatures will actually be when we get onto the circuit for racing. This is very much outside of its normal position in the calendar. This is normally like round 8, 9, I think, in the calendar. So, yeah, that'll be round 20. Very much out of position. Be curious to see how we fare. Tyre wear will potentially be an issue for Mini. Mini will probably have to consider doing a soft medium. Antonelli should be fine doing a soft medium, or combination of a different order of those 3 sets of tyres. But as I say, with Mini, we might have to go with 2 sets of mediums. So that will probably dictate how we approach practice in terms of what tyres get sent back. Got to make sure as well, being a wet practice session, that we don't let them just automatically take 2 sets of softs from both Friday sessions, because then we'll be screwed when it comes to qualifying. We'll be right up against it. So that's tomorrow's race. I hope you've enjoyed tonight's race. If you have, drop a like. If you haven't yet subscribed, then why not hit that subscribe button, and be sure to hit the bell to be notified when new content goes live on the channel, be it a video series or a live stream. Don't forget, the Precinct video series is up and running with 2 parts in now. Part 3 goes live at 6 o'clock tomorrow in the afternoon in the UK, 2 hours before the live stream will start. So make sure you check that out. That's going to continue to drop daily at 6 o'clock every day. So parts 4 and 5 already uploaded and just waiting to go live for Saturday and Sunday. I'm going to be recording some more footage for that as well over the next day or so. I'm also going to be recording some ATS with a view to getting that up on the channel as a series, a Let's Play series next week. And of course, we still have another race to go tomorrow this week for a bit of a bit more F1 Manager. We will be finishing this series and this season off next week, Monday through Thursday, and then the following Monday is when the PC series will start on this channel to replace this 6-season campaign that we've been running here. So we'll be starting with a modded series, and that is, as I say, just a week and a half away now. So keep your eyes peeled for that as well. That will also be on this channel. The other channel has been kind of shuttered. There won't be anything new on there for a while, but you do want to go ahead and get yourself subscribed to it, because at some point stuff is going to pop up on there again as well. You can find the link in my on my homepage on here on YouTube. So make sure you add that channel as well. And yeah, that's it from me. Thanks for watching. I am Jim Bob, and I'll be back with more F1 Manager very soon.